Hello everyone, welcome back to what is yet another video on Dreamscape Automotive, but this time we have got something that is very new to me. So as you can see in the background here, a new project car and a new daily for me and for the channel is this unbelievable looking Mini Cooper S John Cooper Works edition. Now I'm going to let you bask in its glory for just a minute, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through all of the specs and everything inside the car, why I bought it, what I bought it for, what I'm going to use it for, what we're going to do, and all of the information that accompanies that. So please join me in enjoying this absolutely beautiful John Cooper Works Mini Cooper S 1.6 turbocharged petrol car that is an absolute joy to own. So before we kick off into the information part of the video, let's enjoy some wicked drone shots of this Mini, and remember, like, subscribe and join the Dreamscape community. Let's go. As you might be able to tell from the intro to the video, that I'm quite proud of the fact that I've managed to track down and buy such a beautiful example of a John Cooper Works. Now, this is a January 2012 registered on a 61 plate, which means that it's the 1.6 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with the John Cooper Works package taking us just beyond the 200 horsepower mark. Now, in terms of fun, these cars are unbelievable. I cannot compare it to my A45S because it's just simply not the same. They're two completely different animals altogether. This is very much all about that quick rev range, that quick turbocharged power feeling, and low and wide handling abilities. Now, this car is in the black with the red accents, red roof, red calipers, black alloy wheels, and as you will have seen from some of the cinematic shots, the black and red leather interior covered in John Cooper Works logos and badges. Now, the John Cooper Works package for me is a really special upgrade because it just takes this little car to the next level. Now, with a 0 to 60 time of just over 6 seconds when you can get the good traction out of it. It's no slouch either, which makes it unbelievable fun on the road. And for those that have got a Mini that's turned into a track car, I can only imagine what that feels like on the track. So I spent quite a lot of time looking for a car like this and this type of example, and I landed on this one a short 5 or 6 miles from my front door when I picked it up. I managed to get this car for £7,000 and it has just under 60,000 miles on the clock the day that I bought it. Now, for me, I don't know about a bargain, but when you're interested in these types of cars and you do some research on the price range, you've got to think that £7,000 for this example is good. Now, I'm really happy with the price that I paid. You can let me know in the comments if you think that was good or bad. Now, this car itself has actually came with a few tasteful modifications, so thank you to the previous owner for doing that. It puts me a little bit ahead of the game. So when I talk about modifications, I mean handling modifications. This car is actually sitting on teen, you can correct me if I've said that wrong, coilovers, and as you can see from the video, the stance is really low. Now, I've measured the spacers that are on it. They are in fact 20 millimeters, which makes this car quite small and quite chunky. A bit of a bodybuilder, if I do say so myself. To my knowledge, it has got no performance modifications, no engine mapping, no exhaust work, nothing like that, which leaves a bit of a blank canvas for us on the channel. Now, the only thing that I am aware of that's under the hood is an oil catch can, which you will see from some of the cinematic shots. In the video, that is a kind of good modification for these cars, because for anyone that knows them, they are quite keen on using oil, which we will go into a bit deeper in this video. So I hope you enjoyed those drone shots. That's me kind of talked a wee bit about the car from the outside. Obviously there has been some cinematic shots, there's been some drone shots already, but let's jump in the car, let's put the GoPro on the windscreen and let's go for a drive and let's see what this thing is actually like on the road. And this is a good time during the video to tell you, if you're enjoying this content, stop the video, please subscribe, hit like, comment on the video, let me know what you think. All of those things that I've just said, it helps the channel more than you can imagine. Let's get inside. Okay everyone, I hope you enjoyed the early part of this video as much as I did making it, because I must admit I've been having a really good time with the Mini. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go a drive just now out on the roads of Scotland and take the Mini for a good jaunt. And let's just see what it's like on the road. So as I said in the intro and the earlier parts of this video, this car is a new daily for me. I really was needing a new daily because I had some issues with my previous daily, which was actually a Vauxhall Corsa 1.2 limited edition, all black. However, we did have some engine incidents with that car. I'm not really sure what it was that went wrong. However, when there's white smoke coming out the back of your car, you know it's time to move it on. So that went, and then I paused for a wee bit because I was thinking, what is it that I really want? And my life has changed significantly since starting the YouTube channel. And when I say that, I mean significantly in terms of what it is that I'm portioning my time to. Now, I'm spending a lot of time making videos, spending a lot of time recording, a lot of time editing, a lot of time thinking and being creative and trying to keep pushing every video. And quite often, I wish I had a project car. So this car came along as an opportunity, and I really decided that I wanted to take that opportunity. I think it would be good for me, good for me and my wife as a daily car, but also really, really good for the channel. And I feel these types of cars, this cheeky little 1.6 litre turbocharged, 200 horsepower bit of kit is like really, really relatable for people. And if I remember all the years that I've been watching YouTube, I always go to the most relatable content. So I guess there's a bit of thinking there that this car will be relatable. I think the A45 is pretty relatable, albeit at the high end of the kind of hot hatch market. And that car is unbelievable. I mean, there's not many cars like the A45S, but it's missing that childish like kind of cute little hot hatch kind of qualities that this Mini Cooper S John Cooper Works has. Now this car, I would put it in the category of the kind of compact hot hatch from the kind of time frame between 2005 and 2015 is when these cars were really happening. You had this, you had the Corsa VXR, you had the Astra VXR, albeit a 2 litre, you had the Clio RS, which actually I'm pretty sure shares some of the same engine components, or the whole engine with this car, the 1.6 litre 4-cylinder turbo. You obviously had the Megane RS, which again was the 2 litre. We had, you know, Golf GTIs, Polo GTIs, all that type of stuff, right? But this for me was the kind of last of the small compact hot hatch before, you know, the Golf R came along, before the original A45 came along, before the newer model Audi S3s came along. This was really that stronghold in that 1.6 4-cylinder turbocharged market. And it is very cheeky and it is very fun. So that's, you know, why we got the car. We just decided that it was going to be good for so many reasons. And also, as a daily car, for me, this is excellent. It's not bad on fuel consumption when you're just, you know, jaunting up and down the motorway. It's not bad in terms of maintenance. A lot of the stuff I can actually do on my own, you know, a few garages that I'm, you know, really good friends with the owners. As you'll have seen on the channel before, I'm able to get my maintenance done, you know, in friends' garages and whatnot. So it really was an ideal purchase for me. And as I detailed in the intro, I got it for £7,000 on 60,000 miles, which really isn't all that bad, is it? This is something that I have missed having in my life. I had a Corsa VXR, I had an Astra VXR, I have had Civic Type Rs, I had a Seat Ibiza 1.8 20 valve turbo, I had a Toyota Glanza. You know, I've had a lot of small compact, what I would call small compact hot hatchback cars, but I moved away from that a long time ago. And this has really brought me back to a space that I knew and loved so much. There is not one little bit of regret in me about buying this car right now. I'm enjoying every single minute of ownership. And yeah, I just feel like I want to drive it. Like, I just feel like I want to drive it loads, which is good. A lot of cars that you buy, not too bad. But this is something special. As I also touched on in the intro to the video, this is a John Cooper Works package. At the time when you bought these cars, you could upgrade to the factory John Cooper Works, and it gives you that extra bit of horsepower. So we're just north of 200 horsepower. The turbo is slightly bigger, and I'm going to say that the engine mapping is slightly different with a different exhaust system. Now, on top of that, the car just looks absolutely beautiful. It's got a leather interior. It's got an Alcantara, black and Alcantara steering wheel. You know, it's got a lot of John Cooper Works qualities that the other models just don't have. So all of the spec that comes along with a John Cooper Works really makes this special. Now, unfortunately, buying hot hatchback cars, especially ones that are slightly older, it can't all be good. There are a few issues with these engines, these model variant cars, which I'll go on and I'll talk about just now, just so that everyone is aware of these things if they go to buy one of these cars. Now, I've done a lot of research before I bought this car, just like anybody who's buying a new car. It's really important that you do some research before you buy it. You definitely don't want to be buying yourself into some sort of, big maintenance problems and big costs for servicing. There is a risk with these cars that you could do that. So you have to be very, very choosy with the one that you buy. So what I found when I was doing some research, firstly, is that these cars do actually burn quite a lot of oil. Now, from the factory, these cars are noted to burn 1 litre of oil every 1,000 miles, right? For quite a lot of people, that straight away is an issue. For inexperienced people who don't know how to check or top up their oil in their car, that's definitely an issue. I wouldn't want to be getting caught short, especially if you're using it as a daily and you're doing quite a lot of miles. So if you're buying a car like this, the most important thing is that you keep an eye on the service history. Look at the book, check that it's been in and out of a dealership or an independent for servicing, and make sure that the oil has been changed and the car has been maintained at regular intervals and the windows that it's required. If it has, you can kind of rest assured that the previous owner of the car has kept the oil in a good place. Now, another way of checking this is when you go to view a car like this, check the dipstick. If the oil's really low, then, you know, it's either the person isn't maintaining it or you've just caught it at a bad time. So just be very, very careful around that, okay? Because you burn a lot of oil in engines and you run it on low oil all the time. Obviously, the longevity of the engine is going to be absolutely impacted by that. So just be very careful in that space. Make sure you're looking over the service records thoroughly. The second thing about these cars that, again, would scare people and would be something that a lot of people would stay away from is the fact that after some miles, some as early as 50,000 miles, the valve stem seals inside the engine actually get hard and it allows oil to pass through past them, which then results in the oil getting into the cylinders and then in turn the oil burning off when the car is under load. That can be seen by some clouds of blue smoke coming out of the back of the car, especially when you're under load. So when you're taking a car, a Mini Cooper S John Cooper Works, or any Mini Cooper S with the 1.6 turbocharged engine in it, please make sure that you take it for a good test drive. And when you're doing so, make sure that you get the boot down a wee bit and you just keep an eye out the back window. Make sure there's no smoke. Make sure there's no smoke on idle. Now, I'm going to come clean now. This car is experiencing some slight, very, very slight puffs of blue smoke when the car's under load. Now, I knew about this as I was approaching purchasing this car, so that wasn't a deal breaker for me. As I said before, I've got quite a lot of contacts in garages where a problem like the valve stem seals would feel like a nightmare for some people, but for us, it's not that big of a deal and it's not all that pricey to get fixed. If you know how to do the job yourself, if you're keen on doing that type of labour, then you're okay. The parts are cheap, it's the labour that's expensive. So just watch out for that. The other thing that I found when I was doing research was the PCV, which is actually inside the rocker cover on these cars. Now, again, not an expensive part to buy, about £150 from BMW Mini. Not a whole lot of labour to fix either. However, not a job that you just want to be doing straight after buying a car that's new to you anyway. So the way that you can tell that is very similar to the symptoms of the valve stem seals. Is what will be happening is the diaphragm inside the PCV will be sticking and oil will be making its way through into the kind of air intake system and then making its way through the turbo. So characteristic of when the turbo comes on to boost, if you get a little puff of blue smoke, you want to be looking at your PCV. Now, all of these things I'm telling you because I want you to be able to comfortably buy one of these cars because, you know, they're amazing cars. Everybody should be interested in buying one or at least interested in seeing one at some point in their life because they are fantastic, but there is things you have to watch out for. And the last thing that I'm going to mention is I don't have too much detail on this, but I was told by a few Mini owners that there can be issues with the fuel pumps in these cars. And the fuel pumps are inside the fuel tank underneath the back seat of the car, so can be quite awkward to do if it goes faulty. Now, other than that, I'm led to believe that these cars are fairly bomb-proof, and if looked after properly, then they'll last as long as any other car would. So just keep an eye on all of those things, and of course, I would always encourage that you do your own research, just like I did, and make sure that you're happy before you hand over your hard-earned cash for any cars. I am right now where this car belongs, which is on a B road. Now, everybody will know the fun that is a hot hatchback car on a B road. Now, I'm giving it some right now, and as I said in the earlier part of this video, this car is on 10 coilovers, and it's got spacers as well, which makes this a whole bundle of fun on a back road. So the A45 that I've got feels like a bit of a handful in these types of situations, but this car just handles it absolutely amazingly. Anybody that's got a hot hatchback will know, especially a smaller compact one like this, that a back road is home for these cars. Now the 1.6 litre turbocharged petrol engine that's in this, especially with the John Cooper Works package, packs a bit of a punch. If you get up to the top of that rev range, you can really feel that turbo kicking in, and it doesn't feel like it's going to kill you, which is nice. I'm just casually dropping gears here, getting around these corners, and this car handles it beautifully. Honestly, it does amaze me. Here's a wee second gear pull. Now, the coilovers in this car, they do make this a bit of a rough ride. I hope it's not shaking the camera about too much. But when it comes to cornering, they are absolutely brilliant. I'm not sure about the standard suspension on these cars. I can't really comment. However, these coilovers are certainly not for the faint of heart. If you want a nice, comfortable ride, then definitely stay away from coilovers, as these are pretty harsh. But they do make the driving experience on the back road that much more fun. I have got the car now in third gear, and I'm just cruising around these bends, and I'm really just enjoying the car for what it is. This is so much fun, this car. Coming into a 30 zone here. So just that little back road there, that's enough enough fun for this one video. But yeah, I'm feeling quite overwhelmed. Honestly, I'm loving owning this car, and I feel so fortunate that I'm able to pick up a car like this and have it alongside the A45, because to me, it is just a perfect combination of vehicles to own. And I can pick whatever one it is that I want and what I need for that day. The Merc obviously gets parked up in the driveway quite a lot, which makes it, you know, a very, very special car. But this, for me, is just the perfect daily. The perfect daily. So I'm just going to start heading towards home now. I've been out filming for quite a bit, and I feel as if I've captured the essence of what this car is really all about and how much fun it is to own. I don't want to leave the video without telling you what the plans are for the car. Obviously, we are an automotive YouTube channel with modifications on cars as the main priority, so it would be rude not to go over what it is that I'm planning for the car. So I'm probably going to start small with this car. It is a car that I can do quite a lot of work on my own, which I'm really looking forward to. So I'm going to start with the basics. I'm going to start with tinted windows, because it's like sitting inside a fishbowl in here. Unfortunately, don't know why it never came with tinted windows from the factory, but we're going to fix that. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to change all of the external badges from the kind of chrome colour that they are, and I'm going to change them all to either gloss or matte black, and I think that's really going to help with the looks. So I'm excited for that. I have seen quite a lot of these Minis. They look really, really good with a sun strip across the top of the windscreen. So I think I'm going to do that just to take me back to the old days, and just for a bit of fun. I was up chatting to Scott, the guy you'll recognise from the videos fitting the lowering springs on my A45S and doing the routine maintenance oil change on the A45S. So he runs a garage called HBR, and they do also going to be doing performance modifications as well. And I was up chatting to him the other night, and he thinks we should get a stage 1 map put on this and see where we end up, get it on the rolling road and take it from there. And to accompany that, I'm going to get rid of the resonators that are on the car, because when I was underneath it, having a look at it, the resonators are absolutely massive, which to me is completely unnecessary and is definitely going to be dampening the sound of that wee 1.6 turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine. I have heard videos of them with the resonator deletes, and it rips, and you even get a few wee pops and bangs, which is what I'm looking for out of this car. So that's where I'm going to start. It's already on the coilovers, it's already got spacers, there's some other handling mods underneath, hard race, other things underneath. I don't know what they're called, but they have already been done. So the car is already at a good starting point, and it leaves a bit of a blank canvas for us to do on the channel. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to jump to the end scene of the video there. I hope you've enjoyed this little session with me out in my Mini Cooper S John Cooper Works. As you can see from my body language and the chat in the video, I'm extremely happy with this purchase, and I think I will be for quite some time. So thank you very, very much for being in the car with me and listening to me droning on, talking rubbish about what it is that I'm doing with my Mini Cooper John Cooper Works. I'm just going to cut to the end scene of the video now. Thank you. Well, that comes the end of another video. So I put a lot of effort into this one because I really wanted to try and put on show what an amazing car it is that BMW and Mini have made here. And it is 12 years old. It is getting on a bit, but let me tell you, these cars are aging beautifully. Now, I've already talked the whole way through the thought process with buying this car, so I'm just going to use this bit of the video to say thank you for watching, and I hope you're sharing the same amount of excitement, passion and love for this Mini Cooper S John Cooper Works as I am, and I hope you're all excited to see the progress on the channel. So that's me done talking too much for one day. So if you've enjoyed this, please, as I said before, like, subscribe, comment. It really does help the channel. Join the Dreamscape community. We are doing a lot of stuff. And I want to just say a final thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.